I'm surprised I'm not a huge fan of mech animes. I grew up on Power Rangers with older series like Mighty Morphin during its run in syndication, VHSs of the debut specials of Turbo, Lost Galaxy, and its crossover episode of Rescue, the collection of the arc in space where they fought the evil Rangers, as well as fond memories of Wild Force, which I will argue with my dumb nostalgia brain was the best Power Ranger series, even though I haven't seen it since its initial run. But to circle back, I want to stress that I don't dislike mech animes, just more indifferent to them. I never got around to trying any of the Gundam series. I hear good things about Code Geass, but it limits in my plan to watch Purgatory. Worst of all, I haven't even started Evangelion, which is probably my biggest anime sin, especially since over those, I've seen more Infinite Stratos, which isn't on Funimation, so I don't actually ever have to watch that again, because it's bad. But I will have to rewatch Full Metal Panic. Wonder how that'll hold up. But I'm stalling, so here's a segue. Studio Trigger makes some good mech animes. Gurren Lagann is very good, but that is a video for a later date. And Promare helps bring out some representation with its big gay energy, and was also good. So maybe its foray with the SSSS series will help culture me into the ways of the mecha. For those who have trouble looking at titles, I'm covering 2018's SSSS Gridman and 2021's SSSS Dynazenon. But we'll be starting off with Gridman, a story about Yuta, who wakes up with amnesia, being helped by his friends Rika and Sho. But he is now aware of the kaiju statues that sprinkle the city. But oh no, a real breathing kaiju has shown up and is messing up the town. What will our heroes do? Well, follow a voice in Yuta's head, leading them to the junk computer and Rika's mother's shop, allowing Yuta to jump in and summon the mecha, Gridman, to beat the kaiju. Wake up tomorrow and hey, everything's back to normal, and no one remembers the kaiju. But what's that? Some of your classmates are gone and no one remembers them, and their relatives say that they died years ago? What is going on? Well, that all ties in with the villain of the series. That villain is Akane, a classmate of our heroes, who thanks to some cosmic assistance from an evil mech can turn her kaiju models to real kaijus. Why is she doing this? Well, because she is God. She made the town, she made the people that lived in it, and their identities and relations. She uses the kaijus she makes to reshape her realm, destroying things that piss her off, such as those classmates that I mentioned, and use the kaijus around the town to rebuild after her destruction. There's all revealed in the end that Akane, in kayfabe, is a real person who is stuck in a dream, and that is the source of her power over the realm, which makes her a very interesting character to analyze, but that's not what you're here for. You're here wondering if the mechas punch the kaijus real good. I will say that it's satisfactory. I can't specifically cite a particular fight that excelled, but I can't say that any were bad. There are 4 characters that represent the Zords that can combine and give Gridman new forms, so they help keep fights fresh. You got Anti, who helps fill out the Green Ranger role of being a villain turned ally later, but it's your typical heroes using the power of friendship to punch God in the face. Hovers around that high fine to low good area, its weakest points being that his characters outside of Akane are very one-dimensional for the most part. The Sword People being the clearest example of this by having literally just one characteristic. Anti-Ariga has some development, but Yuta and Sho are kinda bland. As for Dynazenon, it makes a very important recognition and many mech-aligned series have learned, that mechas, like nuggets, are automatically cooler when they're shaped like dinosaurs. But that's not the only thing that's being improved in this follow-up series. The characters are much better. Its main Yogami has some personality and drive other than just being protagonists on. His teammate Gamma is very energetic and brings some life into the sulking teens. Yume starts off a bit weak character-wise, but is enhanced by her arc. The same goes for Koyomi, and Chise's a bit of fun. But the story is very much using the kaijus that show up to enhance the growth of its characters, which I think is a good decision, as several are stuck dwelling on the past, and it's stopping them from making the most of their future, which all culminates in a very good episode before we enter the finale time. On the flip side, its villains are quite a step down. The kaiju users that release the kaijus on the city aren't very deep. Onijaw is a gag character complete with his own catchphrase. Juga starts with some promise and fizzles out by the end. Same goes for Shizumu. It's a shame, as in the case of Mujina, there's a interesting dynamic you could have gone with, as her interactions with Koyomi are interesting, as it reveals that using kaijus is the only thing she really knows. So if she can no longer be a kaiju user, she has no clue what to do with her life, which lines up with Koyomi's arc really well, as he's letting an event during his high school years stop him from making something of himself career-wise. Maybe there were more plans for this, but had to be cut for time. But as previously stated, you're more interested in learning if the kaiju punching action is good. I'm pleased to say that yes, it's good. Helps that the combinations of our Zords is much closer to what I'm familiar with. Plus the secondary form that goes all out with a dinosaur flavor and by just being a giant mecha T-Rex, which is cool no matter who you are. I'd say that Dynazenon is an improvement of the SSSS quest to show mechas punching gods with the power of friendship. So if you only watch one, I would say watch Dynazenon. But I'd say watch Gridman before, so you can get the most out of a certain mid-season reveal on Dynazenon. But hopefully Trigger keeps learning from each SSSS series, and the next one continues improving on the formula.